kitchen. I'm just getting a couple of things ready and firing up the stream and things like that. So while I wait for the little tablet that tells me what you guys are saying to fire up and start doing its thing, I am going to introduce the stream. Wait a minute, here we go. Actually, it's working pretty good today. Alright. Let me just get this muted when it pops in. So, happy Sunday, everybody. We are going to cook some pad Cee Yu. And mute the thing, and here we go. Come on. There we go. Alright, now, with that being said, let's get started. It is Sunday, and we are going to do some pad Cee Yu. You know, I have had this craving for pad Cee Yu lately, and unfortunately, well, no, fortunately, I should say, some of the local places make an excellent pad Cee Yu. Unfortunately, it's like $20 for a plate. So, I mean, it's a big plate, don't get me wrong, but I think we can make it cheaper than that. So, away we go. First things first, we are going to get the noodles going, and my pot is still in the dishwasher over here, so let's pull that out. Now, you guys will notice that up here it says that it's not pad Cee Yu, it's pad sorta Yu. There's substitutions. First of all, I couldn't find the white rice noodles that you're supposed to use, so we're going to use egg noodles, and I also forgot to get broccoli, so we're going to use carrots and celery. So again, pad sorta Yu, but it should taste about the same, in which case we have no complaints. Oh, put water in the pot here. There you go. Okay, actually, I want leftovers, so I'm going to need more water for more noodles. There we go, and while the water warms up, let's put a little salt in it. While the water warms up, we'll give everyone a minute to get here before we go over what we're going to need for this. I'll just haul out all the ingredients and let you guys wander in. Egg noodles. Alright. Almost there. Oh, someone's here! Hello, Lily! How are you doing? And rocking the Hula-Cow logo, I see. Thank you so much. How are you doing today? I'm just gearing up to make some pad Cee Yu here. If I can get this little tooth of garlic off of here without getting the skins everywhere. What you up to today, and have you had a good weekend so far? Yes, it is food time. So, as I was saying a minute ago, I have had a huge craving for pad Cee Yu lately, and the local places make real good pad Cee Yu, but it takes forever, and it's like $20 a plate, and they're big plates, but I don't want to spend $20 on a plate of food, so I'm going to make my own, and that way I can make like lots of it for less, and then I can make it again with the ingredients I've got. So, awesome! Rocking that emote. Let me rock the Hula-Cow emote as well. Thank you, thank you. Relaxing with family. It feels like, you know, it is a good day for a lazy day, although I went out to the park and hit a racquetball around for a little while. Bought a brand new tube of them, and of course immediately lost one on the roof of the building, so now I'm down to 2 already. Wasn't too happy about it. So let's get to the ingredients, guys. Where did I put them? don't you just love it when a streamer is nice and well organized? So for the sauce, we have got fish sauce, we have got oyster sauce, we have got aji mirin, and I have got some soy sauce. And this is actually a flavored soy sauce. It has bonito flavoring in it, which is fish. So all of those put together are going to make a lovely, lovely sauce for our pad Cee Yu today. And yeah, that's warm enough. We'll just go ahead and throw some noodles in here. Now, for pad Cee Yu, normally you use rice noodles. These are not rice noodles. These are egg noodles. But I didn't have rice noodles, and I forgot to get some when I was at the Asian market. And they don't have the big, nice, wide ones at the local store, so I'm going to forego that in favor of something a little more accessible. Besides, if you guys are following along at home at some point or another, you can get your hands on these real easy. Now, normally, I always throw a little bit of, oh, hang on, let me put these down. Normally, I always throw a little bit of olive oil on these things to keep them from sticking together, but since we kind of want to keep with the flavor palette here, we are going to first make sure this bottle of mirin is okay before we use the last of it. Yes. Cooking seasoning. We'll use that instead, just to kind of impart a little flavor on the noodles and keep them from sticking together. There. Now, while we wait for the noodles to cook, because we need them to cook before we continue with the next part, because we do need to stir fry the noodles with the vegetables. Although you do start the vegetables first, I am going to go over what we are going to put in with this. Again, I forgot to get broccoli, which is unfortunate because broccoli is really, really good in pad Cee Yu. But what I do have is eggs, which is another important part. And I wanted to I had wanted to try some crushed peanuts in it, kind of like a massaman curry, since we're branching out from the traditional anyway, but I don't have any of those either. So what we are going to put in it is carrots and celery, and while those noodles cook, we can be cutting these up. Also the garlic. So let me slide all this over and get this to where you guys can see it. Oop, sorry. I did not mean to bust y'all's eardrums. Carrots. Pre-washed, cut, and peeled. And miserable if you're trying to chop them up. They're great to just throw in with a roast. But unfortunately, when they're already little, it makes them difficult to deal with. That said, we'll just make some short work of them here. You know what? I want a few more than that. I like carrots really well, and I think we could do with a few more. They'll give it a nice flavor and a nice crunch. And if I'm not going to have broccoli, well, then at least we'll have carrots, eh? At least it seems like a good idea to me. There we go. That seems about right. We'll just set that aside. And now we'll do the celery. Now the celery I washed earlier, but the tops have still been in the refrigerator. So we just kind of gently knock the tops off so that we don't have the dry, gross, weird end on it. And And I like to leave the rubber band on, but slide it down just a little bit, just so that we have something that holds all the stalks together and you can chop it a lot faster. This Chinese style vegetable chopping knife excels at things like this. There we go. That smells wonderful already. So I'm going to put these back in the fridge real quick. And then we are going to chop our garlic. However, it looks like we might need to give our noodles a stir here real quick. And we can turn them down a bit. It also appears as though our noodles are getting done nice and quick. So this is going to move along nicely. Okay. We'll scoot these to the side so that we can work. And we've got a piece of garlic. Now, I don't want to mince or grate this. I want it to be sweet, but not strong. So in order to do that, I'm not going to smash it. I am going to slice it. Because if you slice garlic, it's a little less strong and a little more sweet. And it ain't half bad. So, there we go. Now I do want it in smaller pieces than that. So I suppose I shouldn't have said slice, I should have said mince. There we go. That'll be delicious. So we get all this put back together here, and that's going to be the majority of what we stir fry in for these noodles, except for the eggs. And I've also got some aborage, because that is also wonderful. So for the aborage, we want some large pieces. This is kind of a deep fried seasoned tofu, and it's wonderful. And we'll put that in towards the end. And I kind of like larger pieces because it's nice and satisfying to get a nice chewy, crunchy piece of it. And so about that big is right. And it makes a nice meat substitute, although I am also going to do some shrimp. Not for the pad Cee Yu, just kind of as a side dish. So there you have it. That's going to be our stir-fry ingredients here, well, and the eggs. So when these noodles over here get done, we will drain them and move on to the next step. In fact, it's probably time to do that. So let's get a strainer here and check our noodles for doneness. You know what? Those could probably stand another minute. So let's crack the eggs, and I'll show you guys a nice little trick for doing that. Let's see here. If you crack your eggs in a bowl like that, and if you happen to, let me show you here, I'll actually put a piece in there. If you put a piece of shell in there, you can use the shell to just lightly scoop it out, and then you put it inside the other part of the shell and you're good to go. It's best not to crack eggs directly into the dish that you are making, no matter how confident you are in your egg cracking skills, because accidents happen. Sometimes you get a shell that splits weirdly or a shard that comes off, and you know, it's easier to dig a piece of egg out of other egg than it is to dig it out of like a whole bunch of vegetables and sliced up stuff and things like that. It just is good common sense. So here's what we're going to do with these eggs. We're going to season them a little bit. We're going to take some of this bonito flavored soy sauce and just put a little dip of it in the eggs so that they will have the appropriate flavor. And a little of this fish sauce here. I should probably open these sauces ahead. Oh, hey, what have we got here? Battery-powered specs. Thank you so much. I did not see if that was a, what was that? Was it a, follow or a subscription or what? Thank you so much. How are you guys doing today? And welcome to my kitchen. How are you? It is excellent to have you here, and thank you. What are you guys up to today? And have you been streaming? If so, how was your stream? I'm sorry, I did not catch that in time to see just exactly what that was. But thank you, and thank you again. Aaron, if you were there, you were playing Brawlhalla like a demon in Noisy's stream last night. That was awesome, dude. You were kicking butt. Alright, we've got a little dollop of the soy and the fish sauce in the eggs. So, we're just going to whisk them. And get them ready to fry up. There we go. Whip the eggs with the sauce. It's wonderful. All right. Now, our noodles should be done. And so we can drain them and start on the rest of this. So let's get us some gloves. And pour this out. I am guessing that was probably either a host or an auto host, and thank you. No matter what it was, thank you very much. Okay. As some noodles stick a little bit to the bottom of the pan, but that's an occupational hazard. Ow. Alright, so what we need now is a pan suitable for stir frying. And I'm going to get this nice stainless steel one with the copper bottom. There we go. Now, first things first, we're going to add a little bit of cooking oil and mirin to the thing. First, I need to pop this open. There we go, mirin, and I've got some oil somewhere. Where is it? Huh. Well, we'll make do with the mirin. Although, actually, we could probably use some oil. So we'll just go for the canola. We don't want these eggs to stick at all. And it's about substitutions today, so we do need to make sure all of our sauces are going to be open and available when we need them. Yummy. Okay. It's time to put in the garlic, carrots, and celery. Here we go. Smell that garlic. Well, you can't, but I can. And if you cook it, you'll be able to as well. Okay. La, 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 la. while that cooks, I'm going to look for this missing oil of mine, because it should be around someplace. Huh. Oh well. Death Monkey! How's it going? It's good to see you. Yeah, I'm sort of cooking pad Cee Yu. The thing about it is I forgot to buy broccoli, and since I couldn't get my hands on the rice noodles on short notice, I am using egg noodles. Other than that, it should come out just fine. So we're going to stir fry this up. Really quick. Now here's the best part. We add a little bit of the fish sauce. A little bit of the oyster sauce, which is considerably thicker than the fish sauce. And last but not least, we're going to add a little bit of soy sauce. There we go. Now, we have to wait for that to cook down just a little bit, and then we're going to add the eggs, and then after that, we'll add the noodles, and then I'm going to eat. But, oh, Kurt Dog is now hosting us for up to 3 viewers. Thank you! Thank you so much for the host, and hello, new viewers. Welcome to my kitchen. We're making pad Cee Yu today. And again, we've had to make some substitutions in the recipe, but it should be fine. It'll be delicious, I promise. So, yeah, it's going to be wonderful. Right now, we are simmering the carrots and the garlic and the celery, which I put in to replace the broccoli, which I forgot to get, for kind of a vegetable component. The good news is the sauce is going to be all right. We've got fish sauce, oyster sauce, and a sweet soy sauce. And that's going to simmer down into a kind of a thicker sauce. We'll cook the egg, and then we'll throw the noodles in to stir fry with it in just a moment. And what I'm waiting to happen is for this to thicken up just slightly so that the egg stays together all right. And in fact, I think it's almost there. You can see how when I move the spoon on the pan, it kind of has a thicker consistency to it. It doesn't run back in entirely. See how it kind of stays separate for a half a second as I drag the spoon through it? That means that it's starting to thicken up nicely. And so, I think it's time for us to throw our egg in here and see what it does. All right. Now the egg already has a little fish sauce and soy sauce in it. So we're just going to let it thicken up a little more, and then we'll start to scramble it a little bit in the pan. So if you notice that the egg looks dark, it's because it's already seasoned. There we go. Okay. I bet you this would be a lot better if I had a wok, but I don't. Actually, I think I do. I just don't know where the heck it is. Okay. Now in with the aborage. And finally, the noodles. We're going to need a little more oil. And see. believe I have misplaced my oil. So what are you guys doing this weekend? Up to anything good? Tell me in the chat while I look for my ingredients. Which I have unfortunately mislaid. I think a little more of the oyster sauce. What do you guys think? There we go. Now, give me half a second, because I know it should be around here somewhere, and I want it. Oh well, some things aren't meant to be. All right. So this looks like it's really coming together. What I want to do is get it good and stirred. And I want to leave it in long enough for the noodles to start getting slightly crispy. I have little bits of egg and carrot in there, and the garlic is smelling wonderful. The trick is not to let anything stick to the pan at this stage. Oh, let me see what you guys are saying. I love Berlin Dude.
Bonjour, this votre nom, je n'ai pas les français, j'ai pas les petits français. I am cooking, I'm cooking pad Cee Yu, which is a Thai dish, but unfortunately, I'm a little shy on some of the proper ingredients, so we're making substitutions today. And hello, and welcome to my kitchen. Bienvenue.
We're using a little mirin to keep this from sticking, but we also want to make sure that it's got enough fish sauce for the flavoring. There we go. We don't want it to stick, but we want the noodles to get a little bit crispy. But we don't want to burn them or get them tough. Let's see what you guys are saying. What's the sauce?
Thank you. Merci. It is actually not chicken, it is aburage, which is a kind of fried, seasoned tofu. Although you could use chicken, or beef, or pretty much anything that you want. Although in this case, it's, let's see, following, thank you for the follow so much. I very much appreciate it. Merci beaucoup.
I appreciate that. But yes, this is a Thai dish, so far as I know. It's called pad Cee Yu, and it's supposed to be made with broccoli, not with carrots and celery, but again, I did not have broccoli because I forgot it, and I did not have the rice noodles that I needed because they're hard to come by in this part of the city, so they're egg noodles instead. So it's kinda pad Cee Yu. That said, I'm very much looking forward to eating it. Let's see what you guys have going on here real quick. Vegetarian? No, not necessarily. It's just today's meal happens to be, well, I guess it's vegetarian. I mean, you got fish sauce and oyster sauce, so depending on how vegetarian you are, it might be, might not be. But, no, I do eat meat. I'm just not eating a lot of it today. Hey, it's welcome, ITG Shame. How you doing today? Welcome back to my kitchen. I'm making, whoop, hang on. Hold, please. I'm talking too much. Of course, I always love talking to you guys. So, but forgive me a minute, I might need to get this handled here real fast. This is actually almost done. Actually, it is done. And look, that is a stir fry for you. So I'm going to set that aside. Actually, let me show it to you guys here real quick. Yummy! I'm going to set that aside real quick because I think what I would like to do is plate it up here for you real quick and then decide who we're going to go see. How often do you... You know, it actually is not always a cooking stream. Let me put that back down. It's not always a cooking stream. Every once in a while I play video games. Most of the time it's a cooking stream because I love to cook. But occasionally I play old video games like old Atari or Nintendo games or things like that. But most of the time it is cooking because it's what I like to do. I occasionally also do exercise streams. So if you're interested in any of that, please come on by. Unfortunately, I don't have a set schedule. I kind of stream when the mood strikes me, but it is at least once or twice a week, so I would very much enjoy having you guys come to my kitchen and visit me whenever you would like. Shame, you're tired and ready to draw. It does look good, and I am hungry too. I have not had breakfast yet. Shame, show me what you draw, because you always draw really nice things. Okay, let's put this on a plate and show you guys what it's going to look like. You guys to get a good close look at this. Oh my, this is looking wonderful. Here, there you go. And where am I? Okay, here we go. And a nice pair of chopsticks to go with. And if you want, you can garnish it with some soy sauce. What do you think of that? Looks pretty good, huh? I am starving, so I'm going to dig into this real quick. But in the meantime, who should we throw the stream over to? Let's host someone or raid them or something. Actually, I don't have any friends online at the moment. Shame. Anyone online that you know that we should throw the host over to before I let you guys go for the day? Yes, I'm actually from the USA. Specifically, I live in Cincinnati, Ohio, in the, well, we call it the Midwestern United States, but if you divide the country in half, it's kind of towards the eastern half. But back when they were exploring the country, they called it the West, and they didn't realize how much more... Well, I gotta plug my tablet in. They didn't realize how much more west there was, so they started calling this the Midwest, even though it's kind of east of the center of the country. But yes, I am from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I very much like to cook. Let's see if it's any good. That's exactly what I wanted. That is exactly what I wanted. Looked at a very low hit. You know, it didn't stick. Yeah, I had the temperature up for the first part of it, and the noodles, when I threw them in, were already pre-cooked,
And I cook the noodles with just a little bit of oil already. So if the noodles have a slight coating of oil, they won't stick as much. But I made sure, especially on a stainless steel pan like this, that before you put anything in, you always make sure to put in plenty of oil or sauce or whatever you're using to keep it from sticking. And if you see it starting to stick, always separate the food, put a little oil in the middle, and then you stir it around, and it makes sure that there's a layer on the bottom that keeps it from sticking. With the noodles, you don't want to cook them too long because they tend to turn mushy and start breaking apart. But I like them in there long enough to get a little, get a little crunch to them if you can. These don't actually have that, but they're not rice noodles. They're egg noodles, and they're hard to get crispy, like egg noodles. And you would want oil and not sauce to get noodles crispy. Oil will get noodles crispy. Sauce, the noodles tend to absorb it, especially if you don't cook it very hot. Oh, you've been to Columbus! Awesome! Yes, Columbus is a lot of fun. There's some really good restaurants in Columbus. But yeah, that's cool. I am glad that you liked the place. I'm originally from Indiana, but then I lived in North Carolina for a bit, and now I'm in Cincinnati, and I have been since 2004, I think. Yes, thank you very much. Wait, what? Well, you're entirely welcome, and please come back anytime. It's a pleasure having all of you here. I hate to say it, but ladies and gentlemen, I don't have anyone on my panel over there to raid or throw the host over to. And I would love to turn you over to somebody, but unfortunately, there's no one online right now. So, with that said, I want you guys to have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. And thank you so much, once again, for coming by and visiting me. Take care. Bye.